He's next. I mean, Tony Ferguson is next in line for the fight if he accepts the fight. You know, we'll see how this thing plays out.
Last Saturday, lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov defended his lightweight title for the second time in a row, defeating the interim champion Dustin Poirier by rear naked choke in the third round. So, with UFC 242 now wrapped up, the only question that remains to be answered is who's next for Khabib Nurmagomedov and Dustin Poirier. While there may be a couple of opponents out there who seem to be an obvious choice, we never really know what to expect when it comes to matchmaking. So for this video, we'll be going over some possibilities as to who they'll be facing next. And as always, if you guys enjoy this video, then please be sure to let me know by leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at who might be next for Khabib Nurmagomedov and Dustin Poirier. The first fighter we'll be looking at is Khabib Nurmagomedov. As of right now, there is only one person Khabib should fight next, and that's the former interim lightweight champion Tony Ferguson. It's a fight that fans have been dying to see for years, and so far, the UFC has attempted to make the fight happen not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. Yet, each and every time, something has managed to cause the fight to fall apart. Whether it's due to a bad weight cut or a bizarre injury, this pair just can't seem to stay out of trouble long enough to make it to the cage. Despite the unsuccessful attempts, this is clearly a fight that needs to happen. What's remarkable about Tony Ferguson and Khabib Nurmagomedov is that they are each on a 12-fight winning streak, which makes them tied for the longest winning streak in lightweight history. As of right now, Khabib has never lost a fight in the UFC, with a perfect record of 28-0. Tony Ferguson, on the other hand, has only lost 1 fight in the UFC, which was back in 2012 to Michael Johnson. Stylistically, this would be a very intriguing matchup. While it's true that Khabib's wrestling has overwhelmed most fighters, Tony Ferguson is very experienced on the ground and is excellent when it comes to submitting opponents from his back. On top of that, both fighters have outstanding cardio, so it's unlikely that we'll see either of them slow down in a 5-round fight. If the UFC can finally manage to make this fight happen, it'll no doubt be one of the biggest fights in lightweight history. Realistically, it's the only fight that makes sense, and it's one that we as fans have been waiting for a long time. On the other hand, Dana White has hinted at the idea of a rematch between Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor, but only if Tony isn't interested in the fight.
If for whatever reason Tony can't take the fight or doesn't want the fight at that time, then we would figure out what was next. But yeah, Conor would make a lot of sense.
Although it doesn't sound like fans are on board with that idea, or at least not until Conor manages to get a win inside the cage. And a third option could possibly be a super fight between Khabib and George St. Pierre.
People in Brazil are talking about George St. Pierre to come back and fight with Khabib. Do you think this is possible to happen in the future?
Sure.
In the past, both men have expressed an interest in fighting each other. So, if the UFC can get on board with the fight, perhaps we'll finally get to see it in the not too distant future. Next, we'll be going over Dustin Poirier. Poirier fought a hard fight against Khabib at UFC 242, but unfortunately, things didn't go his way. It was a heartbreaking defeat for Dustin Poirier, who has dedicated his life to earning the title.
It's been a long road. I'm proud of everything I've accomplished in this sport. I have a lot of tread left on the tires, but right now I just need some time to think, man.
Still, this isn't the first time he's suffered a setback, and he's been well known to recover well from defeat. So, with any luck, he'll be able to bounce back from this loss and work his way back up the division. In the meantime, if he wants to earn another shot at the title, he'll need a big win against a big opponent. And who better to beat than Conor McGregor? When you really think about it, this fight makes a lot of sense. Both of them are currently coming off of a loss to Khabib Nurmagomedov and are in desperate need of a win. they are also right next to each other in the rankings, so a win for either of them would put them right back into title contention. What would also make this fight interesting is the fact that Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier have history.
His chin is deteriorating. Every single contest he gets in, he hits one knee. He does a gust of wind and he does the chicken dance. You know what I mean? That's not going to be good. You know, I'm going to crack him with a jab and he's going to wobble and I'm going to put him away early. It's going to be a first round KO, mark my words.
With Dustin losing to Conor back in 2014. But Dustin Poirier is far from the same fighter he once was. And the same can also be said of Conor, so the matchup could very well play out differently. However you look at it, a rematch between them would not only be intriguing, but would also greatly benefit both fighters. On one hand, it would give Dustin Poirier the perfect chance to avenge his loss to Conor, and on the other hand, it would give Conor the opportunity to solidify his place as the next lightweight contender. Although it appears Conor McGregor is holding out for a rematch against Khabib, it may be smarter for him to take a fight with Dustin and attempt to get back in the win column. For now, we'll just have to wait and see how everything plays out. But if a fight with Conor doesn't work out, another good match for Dustin would be the winner of the Al Iaquinta and Dan Hooker fight, which is set to go down on October 5th. A win over either of them would likely put him right back in the mix of the top contenders. And if he's interested, what also might be a good idea is fighting the winner of Donald Cerrone and Justin Gaethje. Either way, there are a few options for both fighters to explore. But what do you guys think? Who would you like to see Dustin Poirier and Khabib Nurmagomedov fight next? Be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, then please be sure to let me know by leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. Apart from that, thanks so much for watching guys, and we'll see you on the next video.
Never have a doubt, do you like me now? Am I good enough now? Should I get more loud? Till you hear the fucking sound? Oh no, I'm losing my shit again, having a fit again. Man, I'm forgetting when I used to have some friends. I used to play pretend, we all grow up and then hating my phone and trends. I'm about to blow my head, nobody knows I'm dead. Here I'm a ghost instead, think that I'm close, I get straight comatose in bed. Try to go slow with breath, breathe out my nose and head. Heart doesn't go the trend, faster it goes.